What's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Big Ticket. I'm your host, Vic 3, and this week I'm joined by a great panel of guests. So, you hear the baby in the background. Let's get it started. We ain't got much time, so let's get into it. First, we have my guy who has been, another master of the Twitter spaces. We got my guy, Freeq E. So, Free, what's good? Thank you for coming through, my guy.
Thank you for the invite, man. I'm a big fan of yours. What you've been doing and growing on YouTube. I appreciate the invite, man.
Thank you. And I've been seeing what you've been doing on the Twitter Spaces, and I love the takes you have. I love the conversations you've been having. And I thought, like I brought Shay on. I thought it'd be great to bring you on as well because I like your takes.
Hmm.
Next, we also have who wasn't scheduled to be on, but my guy came through in a short pinch. We got my guy, the franchise,
Yeah, man.
big play Slay, Garnier Fruitices on himself. We got Manny in the building. What's good, my guy?
Yeah, Vic just gave me a text. I came on. Now I'm here, man. What's good, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you. And we will also be joined by one Tre Roc. My guy is running a little late, understandable, but he'll be here in a bit. But first, let's get to the people that were up in here in the chat. Let's say what's good. They took time out to come watch. Gotta say what's up to the people. First of all, we got my guy Logan. What's good? Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. And we got ECG's very own Dante. What is good? Appreciate you, sir. Yes, sir. We are in
Hey,
here.
I always see Freak League Hurts in the Twitter spaces supporting Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, bro. What's good, man?
How
It's
you
it's
doing,
been a
Manny?
minute since I talked to you,
Nice
bro.
to
It's been
finally
a minute.
meet you. I think we used to talk earlier in
Yeah, we
spaces.
used to.
We
hmm
used to, man. I just left the
hmm
space arguing with Niners fans, man. They are
Bro,
cocky.
I swear, the week we play them, and I'm not trying to overlook them. I'm not trying to overlook the Bears, the Cowboys, none of that, bro. But if we play them in the playoffs, bro, that week's gonna be fiery, bro. Because you remember what they did to us last year. They came to the link and then just threw stuff at our statues and whatnot, like trying to make it like their house and whatnot, bro. I want my get back on them, bro. I want to get
Yeah,
back.
and Free, let everybody know because a lot of people are new to the Twitter spaces. A lot of people don't really realize what they are. Let them know what's going on because we get a lot of fan debate in these Twitter spaces. And I think a lot of people are missing out on that. So let people know real fast, like, what the Twitter space is and how you conduct your things.
So after every game, we do a post game. We usually do two or three spaces throughout the week. You can follow me. You can follow me. You can follow Shay. Shay's been on here a couple of times, and we usually host them. And like I say, it's a good way for us as a community to come together and just be able to speak your opinion. So it's like I understand like if you're doing a YouTube channel, you're not able usually to speak your opinion except in the chat. Well, in spaces, you can come up there and you can engage in a conversation no matter who you are, and we'll accept you no matter who you are. Like if you're a little shy or whatever it is, bro. Because I know as Eagles fans, we're very vocal about our team, and like it's just a great expression that you have in these Twitter spaces to do that. And not only that, you get to argue with other fans. Like I say, there's all kinds of other fan bases out there. Dallas week is coming up next week. And I know damn well a lot of you guys really want to get into it with these Dallas fans. We got some special stuff going on. There's a Dallas group we're going to be going against, and it gets very heated in there. So, like I say, if you're ever thinking about like coming in spaces and want to be able to express your mind, it's a great outlet for that.
It definitely is. And yeah, man, listen, I would recommend it. If you're on Twitter, listen, give these guys a chance. Like I said, my guy Freeze here. We got my guy Shay. They have great Twitter spaces. They keep it, calm. Sometimes it gets a little out of hand, but with fans, that can happen. Oh, and also my guy just came through. Let's give it up for my guy, one Tre Roc. Trey, what is good with you, sir?
What's
Okay.
good?
What's
What
good with
Trey?
y'all? What's good? Yo, long time no see. What's up, my
What's good,
guys?
I
bro?
know, family man. It's been a minute, man. Listen, I wanted to bring you on. I wanted to bring you on for a little bit, for a while, but you know what I'm saying. Conflicting schedules happen. But we've
Right,
been
right.
having a great season, and you're one of the people that I want to talk to the most in references because, like I said, we're fans at heart first. And I know you guys, you give some tough love sometimes, but I know right now and where we're going at with this season, I know you got lots to say. So let's start this off right. This week, past week, I should say, went against the Giants, and it was a great game, 48-22, I believe. And there were a lot of milestones hit. We had Miles Sanders first. We'll start off with him. My guy obtained 1,000 rushing yards on the season. We know the issues that he had last year. A lot of people were looking down on him. They were saying he was injury prone. But this season, let me get y'all thoughts. And Rock, let me start off with you. Miles Sanders obtaining that 1,000 yards?
All right, so I don't know. A lot of people didn't play the position, so it's kind of hard for them to understand. As a running back, if you're not getting the football, you're not going to be effective. I mean, no matter how you slice it. I mean, you could block effectively, probably catch out the backfield, but when it comes to like actually getting the touches, it's like a momentum type thing. I mean, you touch the ball 15, 20 times. If you're a good running back, you're gonna get better at with every carry. So, I mean, I feel like Miles Ben had the potential to be 1,000 yard back. Like he Ben had the potential. He should have been his first 2 seasons, to be honest. But now, I mean, you see this offense rocking and rolling. I mean, he actually getting the football like a good 15-ish times a game. That's all you really need. I mean, dog, I've been saying this though, Vicky. You know, bro. Everybody, oh, he's injury prone. He's injury prone. He's not injury prone. If you're not getting hit, the first couple hits gonna take you out because your body not used to them. Running backs used to get beat up. You see Derrick Henry, man, he gets stronger with every carry. That's any running back in the league, though. So Miles Sanders, I mean, he's a dynamic back. I mean, he's one of the biggest home run hitters in the NFL right now. So, I mean, I expected it this year, especially with how the offense was clicking. I mean, now you know the contract talks coming up.
Definitely. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Manny, let me get your thoughts on Miles Sanders and him obtaining 1,000 rushing yards on the season.
Um, I feel like his patience got better because we've been talking about that like a lot about him and his patience. He needed to like get better and hit the holes. And I don't know if you guys watched New Heights with Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey. Kelsey himself said, and Jason Kelsey, not the other one. He said that when he started like noticing Miles Sanders from his rookie year to this year, he's starting to hit the holes better. And he's a lot more patient. He's not trying to make everything about himself. He's waited his time, and he's getting what he deserved, man. Like the dude he's a talented player. He can receive. He can run like really well. All he needed to do was hit the holes, do it consistently, and that's what he's doing. And I'm glad to have him on my team, bro, because I don't want to have a running back that's always like at the top of everything. I just want an underrated back that can dominate and help us win football games. I don't want to have a running back that's just everyone wants him. Like I just want my own running back that's underrated. I just want a different type of running back. Like yeah, it's cool to have a Derrick Henry on your team. Like the dude is a monster, but there's different types of running backs out there, and not everyone's a Derrick Henry. It's cool to have a Miles Sanders, David Montgomery. It's not like you can have those types of running backs and win games, but it's okay to have guys like Miles Sanders, and I'm glad he's on my team.
Oh, yeah. I believe all Eagles fans are saying they're glad to have Miles Sanders on their team.
Yeah.
But Freeq,
Sure.
let me get your thoughts on, Miles Sanders and him obtaining 1,000 rushing yards on the season.
Bro, especially in this, we still got 4 games to go. This is the best version of Miles I've ever seen. And Manny hit the nail on the head. His patience. I remember being so frustrated because he would just try to he wasn't really being patient and like just running into people and stuff. But just the last game was so perfect watching that all 22, and he would sit there and he would wait behind and he would fucking blow through the hole. And I understand that this year he hasn't had as many explosive runs like we've seen like in that year when he went and did it against Buffalo. But it's like this is the best version. Like when we talk about his blocking has been really good. I know people want to shit on him about that block. Sorry, I won't cuss again.
Nah,
About
you
that block.
good. You good. Listen, on my channel, you good.
I know he had that block. He struggled against that block. What was it where he messed? It wasn't his fault. It's just you can't expect him to block a guy, right. And I know that looked bad, but beside that, everything else he's been
I
great
know
with.
exactly what play you talking
Yeah, I
about.
just
You talking about
oh,
that on that.
The Bobby
and
Boucher.
called the fumble. He called the fumble. But that wasn't his fault. My lot
Yeah,
of shit
they put him 1-on-1 against the defensive end. That wasn't
yeah,
smart at
bro.
all.
But my
Believe me.
lot of shit have been blocked, like should have chipped or something. It was just
hmm
miscommunication. But the thing is his catching. And the thing about him that's been really like down these last couple of years is his catching. Because I remember his rookie year, he was a beast. He was always reliable. He had a bunch of catches. And I know he had some drops and Like I can't. I don't know if they lost faith in him or whatever it is, but he's back to that beast he was with catching, and it's like I am so happy for him.
Oh, I think we lost you on that
This
one.
thing cut out. I'm like, did my internet go out or was it him?
Nah, I think we
I
lost
thought it
you
was
on
mine
that
too.
last one. Are you there, Freak?
In fact,
Uh,
I go on and rejoin.
yeah, we got a little technical difficulties. We'll come back to him. So let me ask you then, Rock, and I'll start off with you again. We talked about it before. Should the Eagles re-sign Miles Sanders? We all know if and the circumstances, but for us, we can only do so much. For the team now, should they re-sign Miles Sanders?
Um, I mean that's kind of hard, man. I mean, we talking about like circumstances or just my personal opinion? Should they sign him?
Your personal opinion, because we can't control what the team does. But
Right.
in our hearts, do you think the Eagles should re-sign them?
Of course, he homegrown, man. You gonna have his best season and you give him to somebody else? That don't make sense to me, like at all. They gonna find a way to work. I hope they find a way, like a middle ground where, I mean, you ain't paying him a boatload of money, but he get respectable money because in all reality, Miles Sanders been over 800 yards every year in his career. I think he cracked like his first two. He cracked over 1,000 all-purpose yards. That's good running back. That's a good running back, bro. Like, I mean, with the potential to be great, the way Hurts is like, I mean, running this offense. So I hope we can find that middle ground where they keep Miles Sanders on his roster because I don't want to see him on another football team. So, I mean, and he's still young, but Miles only like 25, 26 years old. Like, bro,
Yep.
he still got a lot of miles in his league. So I mean, if I was Howie, I would make that one of my priorities, to be honest.
Yeah. Slay, let me ask you, just like Rock was saying, Miles Sanders is a younger player. We have Jalen Hurts, another younger player, and this team is young. You want to keep that young nucleus together. You want them to build together. So, in your opinion, should the Eagles re-sign Miles Sanders?
Yeah, I feel like we should. And we don't need to like always do a committee. Like we have a guy that I mean, of course, it's good to have a running back behind him that can kind of take off the load of when he's like a little tired and whatnot. But I feel like it's the right time to sign him because he's shown you that he can get you 1,000 rushing yards. Everyone was complaining about that, and then like Rock said, he had 1,000 all-purpose yards 2 years in a row. Actually, I think he might have had it in 2022, and not 2022. I meant to say 2020. Uh, he had it too in that season. And I don't know what his receiving yards are this year. It's been more rushing yards than receiving yards for sure. But I feel like you have to pay him. Like everyone's saying, go get Josh Jacobs. Like you don't need Josh Jacobs. And Kareem Hunt was a big candidate to come to the Eagles around the trade deadline. We got a running back, bro. We don't need another one.
Definitely, definitely, and I agree with
Like
that.
every player
It,
that hits the market, we want them. Like it's crazy.
I do agree with that, but like I said, we have to look at the long term. We understand what's going on this season, but the long game. But free, we weren't able to get your response to the previous questions on Miles Sanders. Let me get the tail end of that. And also, do you think that the Eagles should re-sign Miles Sanders?
I just I think the cutoff was like just Miles went from 0 touchdowns. How many touchdowns he had? 1 touchdown last year to
None.
Zero.
12
Zero.
this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
none.
yeah, yeah. Nothing.
12
Nothing.
touchdowns for a run. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's just so proud. But the thing is, though, I'm not gonna lie. During this offseason, during the draft, I wanted Kenneth Walker. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Kenneth Walker. I really wanted him because, like I say, just I wasn't sure about if we were gonna re-sign him. And the thing is, though, we have a lot of mouths to feed. We
hmm
have a lot of mouths to feed. Devontae's gonna be coming up here soon. And it's like, do you really pay a running back in this league? Do you do that? And what's best for this team in the long run? And I understand that Miles having a year, and I love Miles and ends of the earth and back, bro. It's like he's been with Miles is playing. Miles is going to. How much money?
Oh, I think you cut off on that one, but I think the question was how much money would it take to obtain him? If I'm not mistaken, that was the
Yeah, I
question.
think that's what he was gonna try to say. Yeah.
So it's like,
It would have to. Oh, there
go
you
ahead.
go.
But
No,
yeah,
no, I was
like
saying, was that the question you were asking? Like, how much would it take to retain him?
like how much would it take, and do you like, because like I say, right now it's like we got draft picks. Maybe it's just best to just do that. Like, what do you feel like is best? Because like I say, Miles is playing himself out of our price range right now, bro. It's sad, but
I
it's
think that's a
true.
great point. Yeah, that's a great point because when you look at it, like I said, you have to look at the long run. Miles is having a great season now, but he's 4 years in. Are we going to have a better 3 years coming up, or will we have a couple of seasons? We don't know, and that's the big thing that that's why Howie Roseman has to focus on this offseason. But I do see a lot of points where maybe we should focus on the draft, maybe get someone younger, someone cheaper, or if we can get a team friendly deal to still have Miles in, that would work out too. But there's a lot of things that have to come into play. But I think that is a very good point on the fact that Miles may be playing himself out of the contract with Philadelphia.
I mean, it's crazy because I I've been on a lot of shows and people really not prioritizing signing Miles Sanders. So it's like they talking about Bradbury. I heard Kaiser White. I heard all these other dudes before Miles, and I'm like, bro, when the last time we had 1,000-yard running back? Shady McCoy in like 2014, bro. We've been begging for that running back for years, bro. And y'all just want to just throw him away now, and he having his best season. I'm like, I mean, I hope they could work something out because, like, even before Philadelphia, I've been a big Miles Sanders fan, man. I mean, he's from the area. I watch a lot of Penn State. I've seen him in high school. Like, dude been the same running back since high school. So, and then he doesn't have a lot of miles on him. That's the thing. That's why I'm not so scared about re-signing him. Mind you, he sat behind Saquon Barkley for like 2-3 years. I mean, he got his little touches and stuff, but it really his junior year where he broke out. I mean, he really got the backfield to himself. So he's not Ezekiel Elliott. He don't got a lot of mileage on him. I mean, paying this dude won't be the worst thing. Not no big, like a big boatload of money, but I mean, pay that dude what he earned. He earned it. Like he earned it. Like Bradbury already had what a contract. He didn't been off 2 teams. Who's to say this dude gonna be consistent after this year? Because he had a great year with the Giants, and then the next year he looked like trash. So it's like you never know. It's like an up and down thing. So I feel like Miles should be kind of top priority on this team right now, especially with how him and Hurts running that offense. Like, I mean, they play off each other. They play off each other, and there's not too many backs you're gonna find that can really crease that thing like Miles Sanders can. So, I mean, I feel like we should re-sign this dude, to be honest.
Yeah, listen, Howie Roseman has a tough road ahead of him this offseason, and it's going to be a lot tougher depending on the outcome of the season.
But
I'm not saying that this
doesn't
will
the
happen.
cap increase though? Doesn't the
The
cap
cap,
increase though?
you got to look this way, and I'm not saying this will happen. This is just a scenario. If the Eagles were to win a Super Bowl, everyone's value exponentially increases because now you have a ring behind your resume. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about Miles Sanders, especially with the season that he's having with a Super Bowl win, like we just said, he could have just played himself out of a contract in Philadelphia.
For
Because there's
sure.
so many decisions that we have to make with re-signing players, especially we'll talk about in a little bit, with re-signing defensive players specifically. There's a lot
We're
of
gonna lose
holes
a
that
lot of them dudes if we win the Super Bowl. A lot of them.
yeah, there's a lot of holes. So there's a lot that comes into play. That's why I was asking. I feel like that's what I said. With the question is, we can't say what the organization is going to do because no one will ever know. But with our opinion, should we resign him? I think all around everyone's agreeing with, yeah, we
And
should resign Miles. He's had a great year. He was someone who we brought in, we drafted, and has been playing well. He had a slump last year, but he's rebounded wonderfully.
No, for sure.
What's good,
I
Coach?
agree.
Coach Walker, how we doing?
and
Um,
Vic,
but
Bro.
yeah, man. On to the next question though, because Miles wasn't the only one who hit a milestone on Sunday. We also had our guy, our number one receiver, AJ Brown, who reached 1,000 yards. So, Manny, let me start off with you. Let me get your thoughts on AJ's season so far.
Yeah, he's been having a great season. I feel like we're adding him. It kind of shows you the I guess the versatility it adds to the team because when you have a guy that can take the top off the field and beat you in the middle of the field, it's kind of hard to stop, teams like us. When we kill you in the middle, we have two strong players that are pass catchers and Goddard and AJ Brown and Pascal too, and it's kind of hard to stop us in the middle. but AJ Brown as like a guy that can kill you at the top of the field, and you always have to worry about him because you don't know where he's gonna go. If he goes that way, you're gonna follow him, and you're gonna try to put your top receiver on him, and then or top corner. I meant to say you're gonna try to put him on AJ Brown, and then that'll leave some open for Devontae Smith, and then you got Dallas Goedert when he's healthy. Quez Watkins starts to get going, who's been key this year, especially like the last couple of games. AJ Brown adds a lot to the team, and I'm glad to have him too.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. That was a great, great trade by Howie Roseman. One of the many great moves he's made so far this season. But Rock, let me get your opinion. What are your thoughts on AJ Brown and the season he's having so far?
I mean, it's like hard. Like this dude opened up so much for this offense. It's like you gotta double team him. You see what happened when he don't get double teamed? he out there killing receivers. I mean, killing corners. So I mean, it make it harder. It make the offense way tougher because we could kill you with the run pass option. It's so much we could throw at you. I mean, and all the attention that AJ Brown get, it kind of opened up for everybody else. Especially when Goddard get back. You see the way this offense was rolling when all three of them dudes was on the field. Him, Devontae, and AJ. So I mean, bro, it's different when you got a receiver that could be potentially a top 5-ish, top 7-ish receiver. I mean, you got to dedicate so much attention to these dudes. It's like, I mean, the offense it make it just look magnificent when it's flowing. So, I mean, we already locked him up. The season he having right now is like I put him in the top 5 like wide receivers right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because
right
I
now.
mean, yeah, right now I put him at like a top. I don't really see too many doing better than him right now. I mean, the way this offense is like conducting itself, and like a big part of it is because of his presence. Is like, bro, you can't like deny this dude his stuff this year. So I mean, even with him having Derrick Henry in in Tennessee, this dude AJ Brown wasn't considered like a top 10 wide receiver when he was playing in Tennessee. This year he did took it to a whole nother level, bro. And I mean, he's making everybody else around him look better. I mean, he's helping Hurts out a whole lot because Hurts really, even when he don't throw a dime, dude could go up and get the football. It's like, I mean, them 50-50 balls, he usually win them. So, I mean, you love to have a dude like this on your team, and I feel like he having a top 5 season to me.
Bro, that
That's
shows you that Titans offensive coordinator though not utilizing him enough because he had Ryan Tannehill, so he didn't want to overuse Tannehill's arm and whatnot, and just give it to Henry and then give it to AJ Brown when you need a first down and whatnot. But
let's keep it
AJ
a buck.
Brown is definitely showing why he's a top receiver this year.
Let's keep
Mm-hmm.
it a buck. The way the NFL really works is the reason why you didn't see A. Brown showcase as much in Tennessee is because of just why he left Tennessee. Because it comes into contract
Exactly.
negotiation. My guy would have been what if he would have hit 1,000 yards? This would have been his 4th straight year hitting 1,000 yards. But his injury prevented him.
Mm-hmm.
So and the Titans knew that. And they weren't trying to pay him, as you can see. That's why we were lucky enough to get him. But Freak, let me get your thoughts on AJ Brown and the incredible season he's having so far.
Yeah, he's having a career year right now. He's about to pass. He's about to have personal best in catches and yards and touchdowns. Like I couldn't have asked for anything better. And the thing is that like he's the perfect teammate. That's the thing that's so great because he did face a little bit of adversity with those. He was having those drops and stuff, and like I know that Washington game was tough for him. He's been battling through some injuries. He will come back for you. He he will play through pain. And like I say, I know some of them games he's had where it's been like 20 yards, 50 yards. I know it's not easy, but like I say, he's always putting team first. In his interviews, he's always uplifting his teammates. He's not making it about him. And like so you have a player who's a top 5 wide receiver. He's a team guy. It's like a dream for a perfect fit than him right now in our system. It's like that's it.
Yeah. Listen, AJ has been everything that has been advertised and more. Like I said, he's probably going to have the best season he's ever had in his NFL career. Um, it's a great pairing. Again, Another good job by Howie Roseman this past offseason. We'll see what he does next offseason, this coming up offseason. But listen, he's got an A so far. But next,
Mhm.
let me focus on a position, that gets overlooked at times. Hell, let's be honest. It gets looked all the time. And I'm talking about the offensive line. Y'all know your boy Big Three is all about the line. It's all about what goes down in the trenches. So let me shine some light on Lane Johnson specifically. Lane Johnson has not given up a sack in the past 2 seasons. On Sunday, Lane broke former Los Angeles Rams and left tackle Andrew Whitworth's record of 25 straight games. Lane's at 26. So let me ask everyone a question. And Freak, let me start off with you. Is Lane Johnson the most underrated player in the game today?
Definitely, definitely, because I'm always seeing like people talk about the best tackles, and Lane's always getting left off of it. He's always getting left off of it, and that's all he's done was just showing you that he's been one of the best, if not the best, in a long time. I know, like people like to say, the guy from San Francisco is it, and he is. He's
Trent
a baller.
Williams.
Yeah,
Trent
Trent
Williams,
is the
yeah.
guy. But like, if I can put Lane against Trent any day because Lane has done it, bro. Like, and it's like I feel like I don't know if it's because he's an ego. I will never know why, because that's all he's done is just shown you. It doesn't make sense sometimes, because if you look at like PFF and all that, he's always won or top five. He's always it doesn't make sense. But yeah, he doesn't get the credit. He's probably one of the most underrated tackles in the game, if not player in the game. So I agree with that.
All right, yeah. Rock, let me get your opinion. Do you think Lane Johnson is the most underrated player in the game today?
Uh, I can't say the most underrated because for the most part, Lane get respected by players. I mean, analysts, everything. Like they respect the hell out of Lane Johnson. I feel like he should get more credit than he gets though. Like, dude is a animal, and he been doing it for years. Like years. Like since he came into the NFL, Lane Johnson been a sturdy tackle. And I think he don't get the proper respect because, the NFL respect left tackles more than right tackles. I mean,
Yep.
so it's like that come with the territory. But I mean, the game changing. You got pass rushers coming from both sides of the line now. A lot of people putting the most dominant players over top of the right tackle now. So it's like the game changed. I mean, but in all reality, we know the left tackle always going to be more respected than the right tackle. So I mean, I don't feel like he gets as much credit, but I don't feel like he's the most underrated because I mean, in all reality, they show Lane respect, hella respect, like hella respect. Anytime
Yeah,
I heard any of the analysts talk about Lane Johnson, they say they put it in quotations, the best right tackle in football. So I feel like he gets a lot of respect. I feel like he needs to get more though, to be honest.
yeah, I think kind of like he does get respect, and it's kind of like how you said it. They always say the best right tackle. Let's be honest, Lane's probably one of the best tackles, period, in the game.
Period. Yep.
Whether it's the right side or the left side, because
Yeah.
like you said, Lane's been doing it since he's come into the league. He's probably one of the best decisions Chip Kelly has ever made, because we all know he
Yeah.
wanted Marcus Mariota, he wanted to get his quarterback. We got Lane instead, and like I said, Lane has been playing lights out, just like you mentioned. Defenses have changed. Your best DN is not going to stick on the left side anymore. He's moving all around the field. And we've seen it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter who Lane goes up against. 9 times out of the 10, hell, let's be honest, 9.5, 9 times out of the 10, Lane's going to win that battle. But, Manny, let me get your thoughts. Is Lane Johnson the most underrated player in sports today, or should I say football today?
Nah, he ain't the most underrated. He's definitely up there though. If you want to talk about offensive linemen, he's definitely up there, but he's not the most underrated. Like, there's so many more underrated offensive linemen, like Trey Smith from the Chiefs. Like, he's really good, bro. He don't get talked about enough. So there's a couple other guys, but yeah, Lane Johnson's a consistent player. He's always healthy, and he's always dominating. Uh, and it's another player that you have to be excited about having on your team because he's always going to be consistent. Him and Kelsey, and they always win. They always win their matchups. I don't think Kelsey gave up a sack this year. I don't think Lane gave up a sack the last 2 years. It's been a minute since Lane gave up a sack. And Lane doesn't like necessarily give up sacks. Like, that man that man always dominate his opponents. So it's another player that you just can't not be excited about having on your team.
Yeah, I think Lane doesn't get enough credit. I think amongst pundits, amongst players, they give him the respect because they see the work that the man puts in and out. But I think overall, attention wise, he doesn't get as much attention as he should. We're talking about a guy who was a former quarterback in college, switched positions, had about 2 good seasons, came into the NFL, and has dominated since he's been in the league. So yeah, I would say Lane Johnson. If he's not the most, he's probably one of the most underrated players in the league. I think he doesn't get enough attention and enough credit. Like I said, he's one of the best tackles period in the game.
For sure.
But
Dominating.
also, we got to stick to it. Got to stick to the fat guys up front. Speaking to my heart, and Manny just mentioned it before. Jason Kelsey also is up there, but with Jason Kelsey, he is now tied with Andrew Whitworth at 25 games without relinquishing a sack, which is awesome. It's crazy to have 2 anchors on one offensive line, but the Eagles are fortunate to have it. But let me all ask the question, and I'll start off with you, Manny. Is Jason Kelsey the best NFL center?
All the time.
Um,
What's good, coach?
that's a tough one, bro, because you could throw a lot of guys up in that mix that like don't get talked about. But Kelsey, he's the most consistent one out of them because he's played the longest out of most centers. I'm pretty sure he's definitely up there for like the longest active streak of like players that have played in the NFL. But
I
if I
think he is.
had to
He has
say,
162 from last I heard, but it probably increased now. I think he's like at 166.
Yeah.
yeah, if I had to say, one, I think he has to because Creed Humphrey's the only guy that comes close to him. He plays for Kansas City. So I have to say he's the best corner. I mean, corner center in the NFL right now.
All right, Rock. What are your thoughts? Is Jason Kelsey the best center in the NFL?
Like currently, like or like all time.
Nah, currently, right now, playing the game.
Yeah, bro, I can't name no center better than him. To be honest, I mean, for what he brings to this football team, bro, the energy. I mean, the smartness. Dude rarely makes mistakes. It's like, I mean, he the best thing that could have happened to Jalen Hurts for real. I mean, help him come along and grow. I mean, I don't see too many people at Jason Kelsey's size doing what he doing, man. Getting out, pulling. How many centers you know that's snapping the football and pulling
Yep.
on outside runs, like on outside runs, bro? So it's like he's just so versatile. I mean, he's small. You never really see him getting dominated. You know, the dude. You know his matchup usually way bigger than him, probably stronger, quicker, faster. Dude, just a technician. So I don't see no center in the NFL better than Jason Kelsey. And I'm kind of leaning towards all time too. I mean, there's a lot of good centers in the Hall of Fame, and he's gonna be one of them that's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. So I'm comparing him to dudes higher than the NFL dudes right now. So, I mean, as of right now in the NFL currently, he the best center, and there's no question about it.
I dig it. I dig it. Freak, what's your thoughts? Is Jason Kelsey the best center in the NFL right now?
I'm gonna go with Manny and say like he's been the most consistent. Like even when he had that collapsed ankle at Arizona, he still didn't miss a game. You can depend on him every snap. He went out that game. He came right back in, and it's you can depend on him. Like I said, I think his biggest competitions is of course Frank Ragnow in Detroit, and Creed of course. But I think right now like he's just more consistent, and there is some times when he does. But he hasn't allowed a sack though. It's like I said, I'm not going against Kelsey. I think it's Kelsey, then Creed, then Frank for right now.
Salute to the 7 in the chat. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming through. Listen, I'll just say this. I think Creed Humphrey is a great center. He is phenomenal. But what I will say this about Jason Kelsey is, like you said, he is consistent. He is that guy that you'll see on a running play where he's the only lineman up. He's past the running back. He constantly shows up and plays since he's been in the league. He had a little bad year. Was it 2006? But since he's rebounded remarkably. But for
Facts.
me, I would say Jason Kelsey is the best because technically the intelligence that the man has is phenomenal. It's off the charts. Also, like we said, his physicality, his size to be playing the position that he's playing and at the level he's playing, yeah, that says a lot about the guy. He's a very good center. He's probably going to be, like Rock said, my all-time favorite center. But yeah, for me, I'm going to have to say Jason Kelsey is the best right now. I know others have their opinions, but when you look at the tape, it's hard to argue against Kelsey.
Facts.
But next on the list, let's talk about Devontae Smith. And I'll start off with you,
Whew.
Freak. What are your thoughts on his progression for this season?
I think that I think he's starting to turn into one of the best route runners in the game. I think he's getting to that point, and like with more experience, and he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver. There's going to be a point either next year or the year after that we're going to have 2 top 10 wide receivers on our field, and that's going to be amazing. Like if he gets to 1,000 yards, that's going to be the first time when he gets to 1,000 yards. That's going to be the first time we've ever had 2,000-yard receivers. I know a lot of people like to say Quick and Carmichael was probably the best combination of wide receivers we ever had, but I'm gonna say these guys, bro, because they have so much potential. And we know Jalen's gonna get better, and they're gonna start to get Jalen, because you got to realize this is just their first year to get. Like I know this is his second year together with Jalen. This is their first year, but they're gonna get more experience. They're gonna start getting their timing together even better, and they're gonna get better. But when it comes to just Devontae and his progress, like Devontae's been consistent. That's why I would say this about Devontae. He's been consistent. Like his timing routes that well, I'm trying to think of the route he has where he it's not a curl, but I'm gonna say
It's
it's
a
a curl.
comeback.
That comeback, oh my god, bro.
That shit vicious.
He has become so
He
good at
pressed the
that.
corner so hard, bro, that it's like you think he running deep and then he just whip it back fast.
Like I said,
Wide open every time.
and he's accepted this role. And I know it wasn't easy. You know, you get drafted, you're number one, and to take this backseat role. But the thing is, he's making the most of it. And like I say, it's progress. I've been very glad with his progress this year. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's. I think one of the reasons why like he's with the way it's going up is just because of his personality. Like you said, he's another guy who's team first. Anything to get that W. Like he's not putting himself above anybody. But Rock, let me
Facts.
get your thoughts on Devontae Smith and the progression he's had this season.
You know who Devontae Smith remind me of? And it looked like us, like a mirroring image. He remind me of Marvin Harrison. It's like he's a smart wide receiver. He don't take big hits. I mean, he gets the depth that you need him to get. If it's a 3rd and 10, Devontae Smith gonna get that 10 yards. He gonna run his route that 10 yards. I mean, if he catch the football or not, that's another thing. But he gonna get that depth. He's really getting like real good at route running, bro. It looks so easy. It looks so easy. And then he's going up against the number 2 corner damn near every week. So like that's another way AJ Brown affecting this football team. I mean, he taking everybody number 1. Now Devontae just over here working on scrubs half of the time. So I mean, the dude like he just getting better. I mean, he's consistent and he's used to. I feel like Devontae Smith is not a selfish person because he's used to being on a team where there's a lot of wide receivers that need to be fed. Remember them Alabama teams he was on, the Jerry Judys, Henry Ruggs. What's the guy in Miami name again?
We got Jason Waddle.
Yeah,
Or Jalen.
Waddle. A lot of. I think he was there when Ridley was there. I'm not sure. Was he there when Ridley was there?
I think so.
I don't think so. I think that'd have been a tail end
He
on
was
Ridley.
gone already, right? Yeah, he was gone already. But yeah, he's used to being on loaded football teams where a lot of dudes got touched the football. So he's never going to be one of those dudes. I mean, so for me, I feel like Jalen Waddle. That's his name, Jalen Waddle. But for me, I feel like Devontae Smith. I feel like even if AJ Brown wasn't here, he'll still be the same consistent dude, bro. Because he showed it last year. He was really our only target besides Goddard last year. He had a solid season. He almost cracked 1,000 yards. I mean, he broke the Eagles rookie record receiving receptions and receiving yards. And he's just getting better from here. I feel like he's gonna crack that 1,000 yards. I mean, you look at it, it's not really too many teams that's gonna stop this offense in front of us. I mean, these next 4-ish weeks, So I
Yeah.
feel like he gonna crack the 1,000 yards. And I mean, the dude just getting better every week. Like,
Yeah. Slay. Let me get your thoughts on Devontae Smith and his season so far.
Oh, bro, he's a demon, bro. Devontae Smith is a demon, bro. He's a different player, bro. Like you see how he plays. He's so smooth with it, and he gets wide open. Like yeah, and he's like he just gets open naturally. Like you don't even see him on some plays, and he's just wide open, and no one's guarding him. It's like I don't know how you can stop the man. You're gonna have to play him like really, really strong to beat that man because it's really hard to stop Devontae Smith because he can beat you in so many ways with his speed down the field and his route running, his release. Um, Top 10 by next year, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna take a couple years. But he has the potential. He has everything in the receiver that you want, but we'll see what happens with him. But this year, he could definitely get to 1,000 yards. Like he's getting closer and closer as every week goes by. But I don't think he's a player that likes to keep it about him. As one Tre Roc pointed out, he's a team player. And you seen how mad he was when he was the only player that was doing anything offensively last year in that game against the Bucks. When
Yep.
we started utilizing him, um, I'm pretty sure he wanted a guy like AJ Brown because he don't want a guy to just be out there by himself, like just lonely. I mean, you have Sanders and Goddard, but they weren't playing great in that Bucks game. But when you utilize a guy like Devontae Smith and you add a guy like AJ Brown, it's just a scary compliment to a guy that's already shifty, smooth, great route runner. He could get wide open in so many ways. It's so hard to stop that. And he's definitely gonna be up there with some of the like most underrated receivers for like years to come. But we'll see what happens with how he plays this week against the Bears. He should have a good day because they have one of the worst pass defenses in football. So I can't wait to see how he plays, man.
Yeah, definitely. And like you mentioned, let me ask it. I'll start off with you. Like, hey, we were just talking about it. He's not that far off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how many games, and we'll go real fast. How many games does everyone think it'll take him to get there? I'll start off with you, Manny.
Um, play the Bears this weekend, and we play the Cowboys. He has 775 yards right now. I feel like I feel like it's gonna be the Saints week. He gets 1,000 yards. I don't think it's gonna be this week. I feel like the Cowboys week he's gonna have about 900. He's gonna go into that week with around like 899, and he's gonna get like 80 yards that game. And then he's gonna get like 100 in that Saints game. So I feel like most of that will come in the Saints game.
All right, Rock. What about you? What do you think he'll break it?
I think it's gonna be faster than that. I think it's gonna be because the chemistry and the respect that him and Jalen Hurts has for each other. Jalen Hurts is gonna try to get his dude the football. You see what happened when we played the Titans? They knew that was gonna be AJ Brown day. Jalen Hurts was throwing this dude the ball when he wasn't even open. He said, "I'm gonna throw it to you every chance I get. We're gonna kill these dudes, and you're gonna put up big numbers against them." Just them. And I don't even feel like it's being discussed enough in the locker room or anything like that. It's just the person Jalen Hurts is. He gonna be like, all right, we gonna feed you. You're gonna get to that 1,000 yards. I know it's probably some bonuses and incentives in your contract. If you get 1,000 yards, you get this much money and all this other stuff. Come on, we're gonna get you that bread, bro. And that's why I love this team. Like the chemistry is just crazy on this team. I mean, it's kind of like the 2017 team. I mean, they out there goofing around, they blowing dudes out. I mean, having fun. I feel like Jalen gonna make it his priority to get Devontae Smith to 1,000 yards.
Ooh, Freak. What are your thoughts? When do you think that Devontae will break that 1,000 yard?
Cowboys. He's gonna
Ooh,
break it on against the Cowboys, and I know they had that injury to Brown, and I know their backup, their backup to him is supposed to be so good, but he's getting it against the Cowboys. We're gonna. That's it. That's all I got to say.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right. I don't want to really touch on who said what because you know what? I don't talk about bum ass Cowboys on this station. So let me ask y'all a question. On Sunday, Jalen Hurts threw for over 3,000 yards and 10 touchdowns on the season. Do you think that Jalen Hurts is just a system quarterback? Freeq, I'll start off with you.
Hell no. Hell no. And this is why I think that he's not a system quarterback, because we saw how limited Jalen was the last time he was on the field last year. We saw that. We saw how he had trouble throwing to his left, throwing in the middle of the field, reading certain defenses. We saw how he had trouble throwing with anticipation, throwing past 20 yards. We saw all that. And I'm supposed to believe that getting one wide receiver and being in that same system is going to turn you and get you this much better. You know how you get that much better and get much better in all those deficiencies? You put in work. You put in the work. That's how you do it. You work on your mechanics. You do all that stuff, bro. And to get that much better, that's what you had to do. It had to be on him. Not a receiver, not a system. It's him. Jalen said it himself. He is the system. I don't know if y'all seen that video. He's the system. And I know people like to say it's our team, our running game, our receivers, our offensive line. He is part of the running game. 10 touchdowns, 800 yards almost. He's part of that running game. He's the reason why we have a top 5 running game. So, like I say, the system is perfect for him, but to say that he is him because of the system, no, not at all. I digress.
Nah, you said it. Rock, let me get your thoughts. Is Jalen Hurts just a system quarterback?
I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Name me one quarterback like in the NFL and in NFL history that wasn't a system quarterback. If you got smart coaches, you got smart offensive coordinators, they're gonna build that system around you and play to your strengths. Tom Brady can't run this offense we running right now. That's his system quarterback. He got his system going. They're gonna tell her to his needs. They're gonna tell her that every quarterback is a system quarterback. That question don't even make sense, to be honest. It's like, name one dude you can throw in any offense and he'll just be the same dude. Name one of them. I
I
can't.
mean, in 2020, I don't know. The only quarterback I feel like that ever did good with like everything around him was trash was Watson. But Watson ain't like that quarterback no more. He needs to get time to get back to that.
But
I don't know
My
what other
point
I'm
is
gonna sound
exactly.
like what Rock is saying
He
is
need
with Watson,
them to
like
build that
Cleveland.
system around him, right?
yeah.
Yeah, when he
He's a
goes to
system
Cleveland, he
quarterback.
dealt with the offensive coordinator. They worked on that offense together. There is a different playbook for Watson as there is for their backup. That was the decision he had to make last week. What playbook what they were
Yeah.
using?
Right.
He ain't the same quarterback no more though. Like it's gonna take
Every
him time.
quarterback, but big play. Every quarterback in NFL history was a system quarterback. You
Yeah.
build systems around your quarterback. You
That's a
put that
great point
structure
because when we
around.
talk about Peyton Manning, when Peyton Manning left, when he left the Indianapolis Colts and he went over to the Denver Broncos, what was the first thing Peyton did? They installed Peyton's offense. When Tom Brady left the
Facts.
New England Patriots and he went over to the Bucks, what was the first thing they did? They went together with Bruce Arians, offensive coordinator. And they installed Tom Brady's offense. So yeah,
Facts.
I think Rock makes a great point. You know, a lot of quarterbacks they stick to the system because that's what they know and that's what they work. When you have a quarterback, especially with a new one, and you're talking with your OC, what do? They try to go by what the quarterback does best. They try to start off with those plays because that's what he's used to. He's within that system. So yeah, with that I agree. But Manny, let me get your thoughts. Is Jalen Hurts just a system quarterback?
Nah, he's not. I feel like he helps the system because he could do a lot with it because he's versatile. He can play 2 different ways. He can beat you with his arm and his explosive running. But like one Tre Roc said, can Brady run the system? I don't think he can. He can't run out the pocket to save his life, bro. Like I don't know. Let's be honest, bro, because we understand the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, right? Like it's some systems that I don't know. I feel like he'd be great in a lot of places, but I don't know what system would it work for him because you have Andy Reid. Like I
You
just
said it
want to
right
see
there.
him
You said
without
it right
Andy Reid.
there. Let's be honest. Patrick Mahomes was a great quarterback in college. He was looked at the gunslinger. A lot of people they didn't take the chance on him. They didn't draft him where he should have been.
Yeah,
Right now, when you look at it in hindsight, but why is Patrick Mahomes as good as he is? You can't deny the fact that him being with Andy Reid, as long as he's been with Andy Reid, has nothing to do
exactly.
with it. You
Bro,
Yeah,
can't say that. You can't say it's all Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes ran the air raid offense in college.
Exactly.
What are you running right now in the NFL? Air raid offense. Bro, Andy Reid took from that Texas Tech offense and he took it to a whole nother level. But it's still the same concept. Spread everybody out. Let Patrick Mahomes just throw the football all over the field. That's what they did at Texas Tech. He was putting up 800-yard games and stuff like that. They was losing, but he was putting up 800-yard games, 600, 500-yard games. Bro, he's running the air raid offense in the NFL right now because remember the quarterback right before him was Alex Smith. Alex Smith couldn't run that offense. They ran more of a control the game, control the clock type offense. They was not going down the field all crazy like that. He's running the air raid offense in the NFL. He ran it in college. He ran it in high school. System quarterback. That's what I be trying to tell people, bro. You can't put Patrick Mahomes in no West Coast type offense where all you're doing is handing the football off 15 times a game because you want him to use his arm. You're tailoring the system towards him.
But
Andy
Rock,
Reid is just a smart ass coach, and he
Rock,
knows.
a lot of people just think you could put Patrick is so good. You could put him in any offense, and he'll always.
Yeah,
That's I'm letting you know that's how they think. They think it's like.
Yeah.
But that.
Well, it's a
They
learning
think
curve.
he is so great.
Every quarterback is
And-
going through a learning curve. Cam
Josh
Newton, when he
Allen-
came over to the Patriots, one of the biggest reasons why Cam Newton didn't look like Cam is he didn't even understand the offense. He was still learning it. That's one of the big. And let's talk about it. Cam was set up in a certain system in Carolina when he came over to New England. At first, he couldn't get the offense. They had to tailor the offense around Cam. Again, a lot of quarterbacks and teams, because if you're smart as an offensive coordinator, you're going to do what's best for your quarterback and what your quarterback does best. You're going to want him to build and get better on it. But that's something you do as time goes on. At first, you're going to build that offense around that quarterback and what he can do. So that is the system. Just like Jalen said, just like Coach Walker said, Jalen is the system. Plain and simple.
Right.
But
and I hate when people say this too. Jalen only good because he got wide receivers now.
Mm-hmm.
What quarterback in NFL history was good without wide receivers?
And
you gotta have talent around you, bro. Like I don't be getting these people. Like what y'all be watching? Peyton Manning wouldn't have been as great if he didn't have Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark. These dudes is gonna be Hall of Famers.
You know what that is?
He wouldn't have been as great.
Those are fans that can't hand on why their team, because in their mind is so good, why they lost to a team like the Eagles. And then they have to rationalize on why. Why are they so good? It can't be that the team itself all around on every facet except special teams, which there's an issue, that they're good, they're sound. Their coaching is sound with it. No one wants to accept that. They want to see, it has to be the system. Guess what? If it was the system, then that means everyone involved was able to make that happen. It wasn't one person. It isn't Nick Sirianni coming out here with a master plan. Every one of those players had to contribute to what the system is now.
Right. And everybody got to buy in, bro. So it's like you can't put an Odell Beckham on this team with an AJ Brown. It won't work. Dude, too selfish. You need a Devontae Smith and an AJ Brown. They balance each other out because they both unselfish dudes. Like they both unselfish. When you see when Devontae having a big game, AJ his biggest fan. When AJ having a big game, Devontae over there cheering him on. It's like, bro, you need dudes like that buy into the system that's not selfish and really put the team first. A lot of dudes in the NFL not like that. So this system only worked because of the players. Because of the players we have on it. Even Brandon Graham taking the back seat to Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, all them dudes. Brandon Graham is not a starter no more. He's been a starter in his whole career. People don't even dig it. He been only playing like 15 to 17 snaps a game. You didn't hear a peep out of Brandon Graham.
And Vic, can I quickly piggyback on what you just said? I be in the spaces. I talk to a lot of people. They have not been watching Jalen. They have not been watching the Eagles. So when they sit here and they look in this box score, how's the dude that was that bad last year an MVP candidate? It has to be something else because it definitely ain't him. That's what their mindset is. It can't be him because they're basing it off Alabama. Like the guy who got benched in Alabama, the guy who got shut out against the Buccaneers last year. They have not been watching and then they look at the box and they look at the passing stats, like, and they say, oh, he doesn't have the most receiving yards, and he don't have the most passing touchdowns. It doesn't make sense because they're not watching the kid. They're not watching Eagles games. So they're basing this off. It must be AJ Brown. It must be the team because it can't be him. So it's like, so we can't be listening to a lot of these people because, like I say, they're not watching the Eagles. They're not watching Jalen. I just want to say
I just want to know what. Yeah, I just want to know what AJ Brown did the Washington game because he didn't do anything that I seen. And I'm gonna keep bringing that up because that was AJ Brown's that was his worst game by far the whole season. And guess what? Jalen Hurts still played well. He wasn't the reason we lost. He put the offense in good situations to score. It's just that AJ Brown didn't do nothing that whole game. And Quez Watkins made costly, dumb plays and. It cost us, and we
lost that game. We lost that game because of the turnovers. To be honest,
exactly, bro.
Because even with them running the ball 50 times, even with them running the ball 50 times, even with
when we played the Texans, we were getting smashed. They were getting running down our throats. Our offense wasn't getting along. That was probably statistically Jalen's worst game. He threw 2 picks that game. But what happened in that game? He ended up taking over in the fourth quarter. He ended up winning his team. You can't say that the system got him out. Nah, that was the player himself. That was Jalen Hurts got us out of a rut and got us.
Even that Colts game.
Yeah,
even that Colts game. Jalen just took the game into his own hands. We was doing absolutely nothing on offense in that game, like nothing. Our defense was keeping us in that game that whole time. And then at the end, Jalen said, "Man, I'm about to just do what I know. I'm gonna use my legs." They couldn't stop it. Bro, that's the weapon we had that a lot of teams in the NFL don't got, bro. You got a quarterback that can run that well. It's hard to game plan for it because you can't play man to man. Because if your pass rushers get out their lane, he taking off. Everybody got their back to the quarterback. You can't sit there in zone because now y'all chasing these wide receivers around. They in somebody's zone. Everybody on the defense can't get caught lacking. Like somebody gonna get caught lacking. Somebody gonna have their eyes in the backfield, all that. Bro, this team just different. It's hard to stop this offense. Like when we clicking, it's hard to stop. You seen what we did to the Giants. The Giants was a relatively good team, like good defense. We made them look like a high school team. We made the Titans defense look like a high school team. Like, bro, they putting it together, and it's crazy because when we say hitting our stride, we a 12-1 team. We only lost 1 game. We getting better as the season go on. We not falling off. We getting better. It's like, bro, it's gonna be hard to stop, and all our games gonna be at the length. You know how that crowd is. It's gonna be hard for a team to beat us in the playoffs, bro.
Mm-hmm. The one thing you said I like is what Jalen said is, if it don't work, then I'm gonna use my leg. But see, a lot of quarterbacks, and some people would like to say Lamar Jackson, where sometimes that thought might be run first compared to let the play out. Let me try to create more time. All right, I did everything I could possibly do without getting. Let me run it. I think that's the one thing that sets Jalen above and differentiates himself from other quarterbacks, where he will try as much as possible to get it downfield. But if he can't, he knows those legs are trusted. He knows it's guaranteed. But he's not thinking about that first. It's his last resort, and that's what a lot of players don't do. They go to the run.
That's another step.
He knows what it is. He knows how to.
That's another step that Jalen worked on in the offseason too, because it was too many times last year where he would run out the pocket when he didn't need to and all that. Now he's sitting back there. If he really don't see nothing, he's taking off. But he's trying to be a pocket passer. I mean, but he's not doing it like Wentz or McNabb or none of them. They sit back there and just be crash dummies. You're not gonna just be sacking Jalen Hurts, just smacking him all day, bro. His instinct gonna kick. His instincts kicking, and they kicking real fast. But you really can see the growth though. He really like reading his progressions, getting the football out of his hand faster. I mean, he's sitting back there in the pocket when the pocket clean. Jalen Hurts sitting back there. He's sitting back there. That's big growth from a dude. I mean, year to year. I don't feel like Josh Allen grew that much, to be honest. Me watching his game, he got a strong arm. He could run, but he's still the same silly dude. When that pressure get around him, he just doing anything. Jalen Hurts more under control than him. That's the difference between Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts.
Preach, Rock. Preach, Rock.
He's more under control, bro. It's like you see the college the college stuff come out of Josh Allen when he under pressure. It's not like that with Jalen. It's not like that. You see Josh Allen throwing picks in big games, losing the games for him. Jalen Hurts said lose a game for us this year. He didn't lose a game for us this year. He probably had a little bad spells sometimes. He played a little bad in some games, but he never lost a football game for us. Like he never lost a football game for us this year. So
Yeah, his decision making is, like I said, is what's setting him apart.
for sure.
Now, speaking of another progressing quarterback, let's focus on what we have coming in front of us this week. The Eagles are going over to Chicago. We're facing the Bears. Let me get
That's
your
it.
thoughts on the emergence of the young Justin Fields. Freak, let me start off with you.
My favorite quarterback that's not Jalen Hurts is Justin Fields.
For
Justin
sure.
Justin has all the tools to be one of the best quarterbacks in this league. He has it. He has the strength, he has the speed, he has the intelligence, he has the arm, he has everything he needs. Only thing we need now is he needs help and he just needs to keep developing. That's all he needs. And my best friend, he's a Bears fan, right? And this is the best thing to happen to the Bears ever. This is going to be the best quarterback the Bears have ever had because they've been struggling trying to find a franchise quarterback in a long time. And we saw how special Fields can be this year. He's breaking records already. Um, like I say, and that's what's so dangerous that I like about Sunday is because you think you have him, and he's so fast. He's fast. I think he's faster than Lamar right now because I know Lamar gained that weight, but he's faster than Lamar, bro. He's the fastest quarterback in the league. So you think, and you mix that with his strength, like he can break tackles and he can go to the house, bro. How many times have we seen him just take the rock to the house and just break tackles and go straight through the secondary. So it's like the only thing he needs to get better with is his passing. Like as long as he is on, and he will get better. He already. I don't know if you guys saw that Packers game. He went 22 for 25 or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
he has the capability to do that. I just know his offensive line is really bad. He has a bad offensive line, and he's not throwing anybody right now. He's not, and that kind of hinders your progression as a quarterback when you don't really have everything that you need, But he's still showing signs. He's still
Yeah.
showing great signs of success. I mean, of not success, but he's showing great signs of potential to be one of the greats. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Justin.
Yeah, he definitely has, man. He the last couple of weeks he's been showing some growth. But Rock, let me get your thoughts on Justin Fields and his emergence this season.
Justin Fields, great quarterback, bad football team. Um, the Bears are in rebuild mode. I mean, this dude, he go get, but you don't really see dudes moving like Justin Fields on the field, bro. It's like it's different. And the Philadelphia Eagles, we kind of struggle with mobile quarterbacks. That's why I feel like this game is going to be a little bit closer than everybody think. Um, Justin Fields, man, like I said, I've been watching the dude since college, Ohio State. He's been the same dude. I mean, he does have to get a little bit better with his passing, but the team ain't helping him out. He don't have nobody to throw the football to. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these dudes is not beating nobody consistently. We got St. Brown over there. I think Mooney on injury reserve. I think they lost another. I think Claypool out this week. So he really is not gonna have nobody to throw to. But his biggest weapon right now is his legs. And the way they dialing the offense up now, they actually letting them use that talent. Like they call them more quarterback runs. Um, I mean, even the scrambling part scared me, bro, because this dude could break it at any time. So we're gonna have to be disciplined this week for sure. This gonna be gaining biggest test for real, to be honest, because you don't want to. I mean, we can rush the passer, but they got a good little run game with him and Montgomery over there. That read option they running a lot. I mean, that put a lot of pressure on defenses. So I mean, Justin Fields, bro, I feel like you give him another 2-3 years, he's gonna be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL if he can stay healthy. Because
Yeah.
he has been banged up a lot this season, and that's a product of a bad offensive line and him running a lot. So, I mean, if they could keep this dude healthy, they got something special going on over there. They could put some talent around him. I still don't feel like it's going to be enough to beat us, but I mean, he's definitely a good quarterback in the NFL.
I think he definitely is. Slay, let me get your thoughts on Justin Fields and his emergence this season.
Yeah. If we being honest, like he's the best running quarterback in the league right now, like statistically. Not. No, he's still not a
I
better
think he's
runner.
like 100 yards away from 1,000, ain't he?
Hold
Yeah.
on, you still think he can run the rock better than Lamar though?
No. I just said right now. I just said right now. I just said right now.
Clean
I
up that
just
statement.
said
Clean
right
up that
now.
statement.
No, let me. I was big before you even got to that. I was gonna say that before you was gonna say that, bro. So you jumped onto that before I could. I was gonna say right now, yeah,
I feel
right now.
like I feel like Lamar more shiftier than him. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lamar got
Lamar,
the juke moves.
he
Like
just more shiftier
yeah,
than him.
Lamar got the juke moves. Justin has straight
When
line
Lamar,
we
speed.
talking long speed and strength,
Yeah.
he a better runner in them categories than Lamar. For
Listen,
sure.
and
Lamar got a
strength,
time. He got a time quarter on that wristband. As soon as he's out the
strength.
pocket, he just getting it. True.
Hurts is also stronger than Lamar when it comes to just running physically. That's one thing that people don't understand. It's like because Hurts can squat like 600 pounds or whatnot, so he got a little bit weight to him, and strength, and that comes from the quads or whatnot, the lower strength. But when it comes down to Fields, like one Tre Roc said, bad football team, good player. He's just in a bad situation. And they're gonna kill that man unless they don't get that man on offensive line, which I hope they will. Because they have, I think, one of the highest cap salaries in the league this offseason. So they're gonna be in there spending, bro. They're gonna
They
be in there.
paying dudes boatloads of money that's not even on their team no more. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their GM has a tough road ahead of him. You know what I mean? Kudos to him. He got a long days of work this offseason. But let me get to the next question. I'll stick with you, Slay. What do you see in Justin Fields that can be a problem for this Philadelphia defense?
it's it's because we give up 6.1 yards per carry against quarterbacks that don't even seem like great runners. Like Daniel Jones don't even seem like a guy that just runs the football, but he can run. Like he can run the football a little bit. He kind of got us here and there. Ryan Tannehill, same thing. Like early in the first quarter, he kind of had us. But this is a whole different story, bro. This is a whole different obstacle because Fields is just you got Lamar, and then Fields is like somewhere a little bit below him. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I feel like this game we're gonna have to put a couple spies down there, just to contain Justin Fields so he doesn't try to do anything crazy. Even when you put a spy on him, he still gets like 60, 70 yards, bro. I don't know what's in his legs, bro. He's just built different. Like, and if his passing gets better, bro, he's gonna be an unstoppable quarterback. It's gonna be hard to stop him.
Rock, what are your thoughts? What do you see in Justin Fields that could be a problem for our defense?
It's his legs, man. The dude, you gotta stay disciplined in your rush lanes. All it takes is that one dude to get out his rush lane, then you off to the races. And you can't really spy him because the dude running a 4.3. Who catching him out there? Who catching him out there? You can put any spy you want out there. Like
you gonna have to put 3 spies on the box. You gonna have to put 3 spies.
You can put any spy you want out there. He's gonna run past him. It's gonna be a team effort. It gotta be a team effort. It definitely gotta be a team effort. And like I said, Gannon gonna have to bring his best work this week because he's not. Justin Fields is a dude that can run and he know he can run. It's a little bit different when dudes get scared to run. He know he can run. And if you see one little crease, he taking off. So it's like, no, it's gonna have to be airtight, and it's gonna be cold out there. I would not be wanting to chase that dude around all day. To be honest, it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, it's shaping up that way. But Freak, let me get your thoughts. What do you see in Justin Fields that could be a problem for this Eagles defense?
I already mentioned that Justin is deceivably strong. That's one thing that people don't realize. Like everybody thinks he's like fast. He is one of the fastest, but with that 4.3 speed, he is hard to get down. He's hard to get down. I don't know how many plays I watched with him when like players think they have him down and he can just break tackles and he can extend plays. So what we have to do is we have to gain tackle and we have to just get this guy down. We can't. This is not the game to come out there and half tackle. This isn't a game because David is a very hard runner, and then Justin is extremely hard to get down. So we just have to come out there and we have to have one of the better tackling days that we've had. So that's one of the biggest things. His ability to extend plays, bro.
Oh, yes. And speaking of him and his running ability, let me just ask everyone. I'll start with you, Freak. Do you think the Bears' rushing attack might be an issue for this defense?
Well, the last couple weeks we've shown that we are doing a lot better with stopping the run. But this is a different kind of rushing attack. This is an RPO. This is different, and this is a good test for us because I know we got the Cowboys coming up, and with Pollard, there's speed and power there,
Mhm.
and it's just I know we did a great job. Last time we struggled was against the Pack. That was the last time we struggled, and they did some different things. They did some zone runs. They did some outside runs, and that's the thing that kind of scares me when people do outside runs against us. Like we have sometimes a hard time defending that. Like the thing about Tennessee didn't do a lot of outside runs. Who was the last person we played? Um, the Giants.
Packers.
The
The
Giants. The
Giants?
Giants.
Talking about the last one we played.
But the Bears will do a lot of outside runs, and we have to like Rock said, play a very disciplined, and we have to show that we can stop. We have to get penetration. Another thing that we've been doing very well lately is getting penetration in the run game. We got to keep doing that, and but yeah, just that, just the different ways they can run the ball.
It's nasty. And I ain't even gonna hold y'all. The Colts is kicking Minnesota ass right now.
Yeah, bro. The Vikings, I've been trying to say it the whole
It's
season, bro.
36-14,
They
bro.
are
Oh my
frauds.
God.
They don't have a good
Hey,
offensive line. They have a
let's
terrible
just
defense.
let's
Like
just do this right now. Moment of silence for Rap and the the Minnesota Vikings.
bro, I was trying to tell him, bro. He wouldn't listen to me. I kept telling him the week after we beat them, bro. All you got to do to beat them is neutralize Justin Jefferson. You won the damn game. Like it's like, and it's been proven that you can stop Justin Jefferson. Like
And they in Minnesota. That's the crazy part. They getting
exactly,
their ass
bro.
kicked.
The Colts
And
and the Cowboys
Bro, I
kicked
was
them
so
in there
proud. That
in their stadium, bro.
I was always showing off that Vikings win. Hey, we beat the Vikings. I can't say that shit no more. Like I can't be proud to say we beat the Vikings anymore, bro. I can't do
Yeah, bro.
that.
The
listen,
Cowboys
yeah,
like the
to the
only like
talk,
biggest. The
please.
Cowboys are the biggest
Vikings
winners.
being one of the best teams in the NFL. Please stop it. Justin Jefferson is a great talent. That is something that cannot be denied. But Justin Jefferson will not win you every single game, won't get you to the playoffs, and will damn
Exactly.
sure not win you a Super Bowl. But with that
The
being
one,
said,
it's one man army, bro. One man army.
yep. Let me ask y'all a question. I'll start off with you, Slay. What does Philly have to do to ensure a win against the Chicago Bears?
Score.
First of all, you gotta stop Justin Fields. That's the first thing. Like that ain't gonna be easy. That's the first thing you should do. And then you just gotta play good football. Like it's literally how we beat the Giants. You gotta stop one specific player and then you just dominate them the whole way. And this game, it's like it's gonna be the same thing. We could be a balanced offense if we throw the ball because they don't have a good pass defense. I think their rush defense is it's not the greatest, but I'm pretty sure Miles Sanders could get past it. It's not something that he hasn't played before this season. We play good rushing defenses, and he's definitely beating them. So I feel like this week is just about stopping Justin Fields and then controlling, the time of possession, just to like not allow them to get the ball back, so Justin Fields could do something crazy.
Sounds good. Rock, what will Philadelphia need to do to ensure a victory against Chicago?
Just got scored, man. I don't feel like they could win in the shootout with us. So it's like, and the Bears defense is ranked, I think, like bottom 5 in the NFL, and then like every statistical category. So they are horrible defense. I mean, we're gonna put up points. It's just we can't get caught up in the Justin Fields running thing because the dude still can pass the football. It don't matter. It don't matter. Like you're gonna dedicate all these rushes to him, and he still could beat you with his arm too. He's not one of those quarterbacks that just uses legs. Like, I mean, some quarterbacks you don't fear. You kind of got to fear this dude passing too. I know they passing like statistics is not good, but he could beat you with a few throws too. So I mean, like I said, it's gonna be up. It's gonna be up to Darius Slay and Bradbury and Avonte Maddox. All them dudes is just dominate they matchup. If you could do that, I'm fine with Justin Fields running around the field and all that, trying to find yards and stuff like that, because we're gonna be putting up points on offense regardless. I mean, it's gonna be kind of more of a struggle for them to score than us. So I feel like we just gotta really, I mean, control the rushing situation. I feel like David Montgomery, he's not a shifty dude. He running downhill. You know what he's doing. He's AJ Dillon for real. They giving him all inside stuff. He's running downhill, trying to pick up 4 or 5 yards a pop. I mean, we can stop that, and we've been doing well with that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We've been doing too well, like shutting down Aaron Jones, shutting down Derrick Henry, shutting down Saquon Barkley. I don't feel like David Montgomery gonna go off on us. I mean, he gonna get his little yards, probably in the 50-ish range, but he's not gonna go off on us. He's not one of those running backs. I mean, he's a solid running back, but he's not one of those game changing running backs. So I mean, it's gonna be Phil's for real. The defense is really gonna have to, I mean, pick their poison when you blitzing. Um, Try to dedicate more like spies out there. Or just, I mean, play more zone coverage, because turning your back to this dude is like not a good idea. I mean, I feel like we gotta force him to make mistakes. And when you do catch him, you gotta hit him hard. Make him think about it. I feel like that's gonna be the key to victory.
Definitely, definitely. Freak, what are your thoughts? What do the Eagles need to do to ensure a victory against Chicago?
They need to play the football they've been playing all year. And Rock said it perfectly. Like they need to be able to protect the ball because that's the only way we lose in games if we turn the ball over and we're not first in turnovers ourselves. As long as we protect the ball, which we've been doing well, it's not that outlier that Washington game, the last Washington game, and we force turnovers. We haven't had an interception since CJG went out, right? And
Yeah,
even in the Packers game, I don't think he had a pick. So we haven't had a pick in a couple weeks here. I think that we're going to get at least two this week. If not one, we're going to get two. We're going to force some turnovers. Our DB, we got Maddox back. Our DBs are very smart, and they are down to their third and fourth or fourth and fifth wide receivers. And it's not. Are they going to be running the right routes? Are their timing going to be right? We might be able to jump some routes. We might be able to confuse them. We might be able to get this. Like so, if we don't get a pick or a couple picks out this game, I'm gonna be disappointed. But as long as we're protecting the ball and doing what we're supposed to do, there's no reason why we shouldn't win this game.
Yeah, sounds good. And I think what Drew, mentioned great. The damn ball. That will get us far, and that will definitely get us a win. Miles had a great game against the Giants. There's no reason why he and possibly Boston Scott as well can't contribute to this week.
for sure.
Last question of the day. I appreciate y'all for coming through. So let me ask you, and I'll start off with you, Freak. What are the final scoring predictions for tomorrow's game?
See, I don't normally do scoring predictions, but I'll do it for you. And I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but I say 33. It's gonna be a cold game, bro. It's gonna be a cold game. I'm gonna do 28 to 20. 28 to 20.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Rock, what do you think the final scoring will be?
I think it's gonna be, I gotta go 30, 34, 17 Eagles.
I like it. I like it. Dominant win. Slay, what's the final score prediction?
I'll say 37-23.
I like it. I like it. I think the Eagles are going to come out. That defense specifically. I don't think that they're going to sleep on that Bears team, even though they haven't had the greatest season. What are they, 3-10? But that doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
This could be like one of those games where people see as a trap game. You never know. You don't want them lightly, but I think the defense comes and they come to play great tomorrow. I'm going to see a lot of sacks. Justin Fields will get his rushing yards, but that's about it. I don't see them, doing much. I got this as a good game. I got the Eagles winning 38 to the Bears 17. But gentlemen, let everybody at home know where they can find you. Because first, let me just say I appreciate y'all for taking out the time. Manny, I know it was short notice and you came through, so thank you so much. Freak, I hope this is not the last time. I would love to have you on more times. You can make yourself available. It would be great. But
Anytime
let
you need me.
everybody at home know where they can find you. I'll start off with you, Freak.
Vic, you know how much I respect you. And if you didn't, now you know. I would love to come back anytime you need me, anytime you want me to come back on here. You can find me at Team Nightwolf, TEAM NIGHTWOLF at Twitter, and it's Freeq E Hurts on Twitter. There you go.
Yeah, man. And like we said at the top of the show, if you're not someone who knows much about, the Twitter spaces, listen, go to my guy Freeq. Check out his space. Also, we got Shay out there representing the Eagles. Go in. It's a great fan experience. You can talk your football. You can get your knowledge out there. If you want to talk junk, you do that as well. But they host great spaces. I would welcome you all to, take the opportunity, listen to them, join in if you can. But Freeq, thank you so much for coming through, my guy.
Thank you.
Rock, let the people out at home know where they can find you, my guy.
I already know it's your boy Tre Roc. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Catch me at Tre Roc Instagram, Tre Roc 215 Instagram, Tre Roc. All that. YouTube. I do my own stuff, my man. Y'all already know. I've been kicking it with Vic for like probably 2 years now, man. Great chemistry every time. I mean, Big Play Slay.
Oh,
ain't Big Play Slay no more, huh? My fault, big dog. I ain't mean to call you Big Play Slay.
Hey,
he's a man of many names.
I got so many names on YouTube, bro.
Nah, but man, it's always a movie when we link up. It's always good vibes, man. I wanted to get back to doing the game predictions, but I mean, I ain't really had the time. I remember we used to rock them joints 3 hours long, Vic.
Yeah, bro.
Like fam, whenever you ready for it, I'm right here. I'm for it.
Yes, sir. We probably could do the playoffs then. I mean, if you ain't doing nothing, I mean, get back to it in the playoffs. But I mean, bro,
that sounds good.
I tell everybody, man, if you really want to get into like this YouTube stuff, like you want to be an Eagles content creator, there's so many dudes in this field that you could hit up. I mean, Big Play, Slay, Vic. There's a lot of dudes, Bird Gang. I mean, AK. There's a whole bunch of dudes, and they all good dudes. They won't tell you nothing wrong. They're gonna help you out if anything. So, I mean, let's continue growing this Eagles family, man. Fly Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. Slay. Let the good people at home know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Franchise on YouTube. Franchise on Twitter. I'm always around trying to, you feel me, talk about the Eagles and whatever topic we talk about, whether it's basketball or football. I could talk either one. But either way, man, I enjoy the games tomorrow. And I'm about to watch this Ravens Browns game because I feel like that's gonna be interesting. I'm low key been hating on the Ravens this year. I'm not even gonna lie, because their fans are disturbing this year, bro. I'm kind of hating on them. I want to see the Bengals over them this year, so I'm low key gonna watch that game.
Man, Freeq knows those Ravens fans are wild this season.
Bro, they are, bro. They be raving, bro. Them dudes rave on Twitter like crazy, bro. They wild fans, bro.
Listen, it's great to have confidence in your team, but damn, y'all got some blind confidence.
Yeah,
People
bro.
Be more realistic, y'all. Y'all are doing good, but y'all ain't the best. But listen, I appreciate you all for taking out the time. This has been another great episode of The Big Ticket. I am your host, Victory. For my panel of guests, Freeq, Tre Roc, and Manny. Listen, I hope you all have a great weekend. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything you celebrate. This is your time to shine. It is Festivus for the rest of us. Y'all have a great week. We out.